Hey, this is Steven and Josh from Souls Worn Thin, and you're watching Band Chat.
Hey, welcome back to Band Chat. You guys know me. I'm Bonnie Freeman, lead singer for Innocence Torn.
And I'm James, the guitarist and whipping boy for the band.
And today,
Yes, he
guys,
is.
we got another banger for you guys. We've got Jay Hansen from White Trash Romeo. Yay!
Yo,
Welcome,
thanks for
Jay.
having
How
us.
are you?
I am great. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
So you are from the Tri Cities,
No, Spokane.
Spokane, Washington. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And so why don't you introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do and all about your band?
Well, I'm Skully, lead singer, White Trash Romeo. Rock metal band from Spokane, Washington. Been a band since 2017. I've been playing music like 30 years now, so
Yeah, man,
keep
you seem to know
doing it.
everybody.
Yeah, I know. Well, know a lot of people for sure.
Yeah, everyone I know knows you. So,
That's how you get to know people, I guess.
what's the band up to these days?
Um, we just recorded 2 new tracks with my wife Lola. A couple duets turned out really great. We're shooting the video. We just shot the video for a song called Fractured, and we got to do some more production. So we're hoping to release that in November. A couple shows with Blacktop Mojo coming up that we're gonna be on the road with them for a couple shows. So that's our big thing this year.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, what's the production like for you guys?
For video or audio? Video.
Both.
Video is it's pretty grueling, man. It's like we've done 2 like really super produced video. We got a guy in town from Make Waves Media. Um, we probably spent 2 days, 8 hours each, just recording for one video for one song. So again, it's pretty grueling, but I don't deal with all the production. We pay a guy to do that, but just shooting the video is very time consuming.
It is along with the planning for that. I mean, location. Really coming up with a storyboard that what you're going to do in it, what you're going to wear in it, who does what. I mean, it's a lot of work to put a video. We've that one for sure.
We did like 2 different. We did 2 different locations this time, so it was 2 days, and then doing shots for the storyline, and then the band shots, and we still got to do some like up close stuff for myself and her, because we built a huge storyline for the song. So,
Well, I don't know if you guys have like the same issues we do, but like when it's like Innocence Torn, we like them to know that it's all about me.
No.
She likes to make it about her.
yeah, well, we're all musicians, so
Do not. This is. I'm not going to go there, people. No.
No, it's it's Bon. I'm just a guest. So I just write a lot.
You do it too, buddy. I
just
know
play
you do.
guitar. It's just.
Good guy over here. Yeah. How do you put up with that?
You're like me. You're a big ham. What's that?
Spam. I'm ready.
Did I put up with him? He's just another. That's why we got along, because you're just another me.
Yeah, we've had some.
When we first met, we hit it off. So
yeah,
that was really cool. I remember the first time we met, we really hit it off, and I thought I had such a good time. It'd been a while since I got with another band that I really liked.
Yeah, it was fun hanging out.
Yeah, we did that a couple times.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Well, I always have fun whenever I'm doing music or doing shows. I'm in my element, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we had a great time with you guys at breakfast that one morning. Oh my God, I had such a stomach ache, and it wasn't actually from the food. I was laughing so hard. I was laughing.
Right?
TMI.
Yeah. Well, we did the Jackson Street show, and then we did a bunch of drunk escapades that night, and I still got pictures of that. But
yeah, same.
I think it was the one where I was licking your.
That was so great. That was so great. What do you guys have planned for the future?
We want to. I'm always planning a year ahead, so next year I'm already planning for the next big band we're gonna get on the road with. So I'm definitely like that. I like to plan a year in advance
Nice.
for bigger shows when you're going on the road type stuff.
Right.
You know, I'm not a type of guy that like waits the last minute. So, you know, and it's a lot of work that goes into like doing these bigger shows because I'm like paying for it myself.
Same.
So, you know, all the guarantees, all the radio, all the flyers, all that stuff, you know, it's
Right.
like,
It's painful.
and there's always like, you know, only one or two people that even do the work, you know.
Right.
I
Right.
see her doing all the work, not so much you.
This is facts. This is actually facts. There's some nights.
I'll go back to sweeping the floor.
I mean, there are some nights I get like maybe 2-3 hours of sleep because I'm up editing or I'm up.
How many hours do I get? I might get 4. So
anyway, so I'm up.
You're spoiled.
Editing and promoting. He does a lot of promoting like on Facebook and the social media, usually on his own page. But
but I mean, if you look at the numbers on, how else am I not? I mean, because I'm James Freeman, so I kind of have to promote off my page. Well, I can't unless I had a fictitious name or something, you know. But yeah,
I think that's one of the hardest parts.
promote everybody.
We know it.
You know, actually, I get some of my numbers and stuff really are from promoting everybody else. Honestly, it's not really promoting myself because that's gets boring. I grab from everybody's bands and stuff that's cool, you know, or it's just what I can see that I look at. I'm like, okay, this is going to catch people's attention. Then I push that, and it seems to work. Not always, but I have somewhat of a knack. So,
well, for me, that's one of the.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that about you guys too, because I do that. You got to promote other people. I mean, we're all in the same boat, you know.
100%. It's a community, you know.
Other people's success. You know,
makes our success, honestly, you know, because it's.
I like celebrating other people's success as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's really important.
Right. It's like.
It's really, people see that. People see that online. You know, they don't like negativity. They don't like, they love seeing bands come together to do things like, just this band chat. It's really cool to be able to kick back and just shoot the shit with different bands.
People normal too, because I think by and large people don't like egos, you know, and you'll see it. Even myself, like for years I was a huge fan of Sebastian Bach, and then I start seeing all these blow ups where he's calling some female in the audience, get her the F out. And it's just like, oh my God, to me, that's a terrible thing to see, and not to try and call him out, even though I accidentally just did. But it was an example, where you see certain musicians and they're caught on video because everything's on video anymore. You never know when you're on video, and you think differently of that band, So I think the positivity and seeing people struggling and having the everyday circumstances like everybody else, people can connect to, so.
And I don't mind calling Sebastian Bach out. I thought that was absolutely disgusting. She just asked for a hug. And it goes to show, those are the people that just bought your ticket. They just paid for your t-shirt. They buy your CDs, and you just totally shit on her for as simple as, oh my God, can I have a hug for
No, don't go too crazy on that. You could really blow it.
But she could, it goes to show for anybody, those are the folks that support you. You should support them, even though it might be a personal touch thing. Just, there's no sense in love the people who are loving you, because without them, you wouldn't be on that stage,
Right. Yeah, and you got to be humble and appreciate the people that can listen to your music.
Yeah. Definitely.
And that's how I grew up.
You're nothing. So, when it comes down to it, it's art, when you're in the trenches, which is most of the time, you're trying to create something really good. And like the podcast we just did from the guy in the UK, Miss Hyde, he was saying where bands lose it, especially when they get big, is they start trying too hard to write a hit single for what they think everybody else is going to like, and they forget where their grassroots are and the songs that got them where they were in the first place, which is really from the heart. And you're writing something because that's what people are connecting to. They're not connecting to you trying to be Limp Bizkit or whatever. You got to, and everyone I think at some point gets guilty for that. I've even had times where I'm like, oh, I better change my whole music format. I'm going to get lost in the dust, and I think that's where bands get lost. So
yeah, I think for me when we started this, it was like we were going to stick true to what we grew up with and what we love to hear and play. You know, we had so many bands that just were like what you're describing, like what I call trend jumpers.
Yes.
They just jump on to the next thing, you know. So this time they're trying to be Limp Bizkit. Next time they're trying to be Falling in Reverse, you know, whatever the next thing is, you know.
Right.
And it's like, it just, to me, just doesn't translate well.
There's going to be a lot of young bloods coming. Now just get ready. There's going to be a lot of shirtless guys with slick back hair telling everybody that they love them, wearing fucking some kind of leather skirt and with a Hello Kitty. So it's
yeah. Well, I think like our genre of music is coming back strong, you know, the 80s stuff. So, you know,
even like Stephen Piercy from Rat, you know, I'm friends with him and stuff online and stuff. He's saying the same thing, and he's basically trying to point it out to the critics, you know, and like the reason why I point out is what his message is like the 80s metal and stuff is as strong as it ever was, being that literally it's just as strong as it was in the 80s, which is surprising. But music's cyclic, and it's a big thing now, and it fits in the world we live in. Because if you go back to the 80s, things were politically fucked up back then too. I mean, it's a different time, but things are politically fucked up. So people can relate to that underground vibe where people get together, because it's always been kind of a rebellious kind of thing, not necessarily trying to necessarily rebel against the establishment, but it was something everybody could get on board and connect with. And I think, you know, some people don't realize that. I mean, that's what created metal was.
Right. Well, we could all get in one room, and no matter what we believed or what we thought, we all had that same vibe, and we could be together, you know. Didn't matter where you were on the I mean, back then you didn't give a fuck about political spectrum and none of that shit.
Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared if you're Democrat or Republican or any of that shit. It just didn't fucking matter. Why all of a sudden does it matter? Because honestly, most of us aren't even fucking politicians. So what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, and it's been kind of like, for me, kind of sad to see that, because you know, certain people won't go support shows just because one member has a different political view than them, and I just think it's freaking ridiculous and retarded and unfortunate, you know, because we're fighting over people that don't give a shit about us at all, you know.
And that's one of the things where I kind of annoy people in the band, but I do it for a very valid reason. Is I try to make sure that we don't show a political side just for that, so we don't kill things. And I have many friends and stuff that have certain views that I don't agree with, and I just bite my tongue because it doesn't matter. I appreciate that they have their views and I have my views. Now, I mean, obviously there's some people that I can bounce my beliefs on, but when I'm dealing with a bunch of crowds or this or that or A&R reps, I'm not going to really go there. I'm going to go around that and go to the music or whatever, and, you know, peaceful.
Yep. And I'm the type of person. I'm the type of person to go out and support bands regardless of that. You know, whether we have a beef in that aspect or not. I don't care. So I'm there. We're all in the same boat. We're all trying to accomplish the same thing. You know.
Well, shit, I've gone to leader once. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. He's gonna hear this.
I might have to edit that out.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have said that out loud.
Oh my
You
God.
can't help yourself, man.
No, he just can't, can he?
It's
oh my
just
God.
much freaking Star Wars. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, Jay, tell me what's the hardest part about being in this industry for you?
Trying to get the community to understand that we're all in it together. You know, we're all on the same team. It's not a competition,
right?
You know, we all got the same amount of gold albums, 0. So, I just don't think anybody's any more important than anybody else. You know, we're all trying to do the same thing, regardless of whether your music is my thing or not.
Right.
That's beside the point. That you're out there doing it and trying to build the community. And I would love it if, you know, we had the younger generation come up to really work hard to make stuff happen like we do. It's pretty rare now that in the industry that I'm seeing here that there's hard workers like you guys or us that are really like trying to build themselves up in some sort of format.
Yeah, I feel that a lot.
Some of these newer bands I see a lot of these newer bands are thinking that that's just going to come to them because their music is so awesome.
Right.
You know,
it's a lifelong thing.
Yeah, it's just not reality. And I'd like it if some of us, like the older generation, would mentor those people that are coming up that are really wanting to do it. So that's my biggest struggle anyway, is them understanding it takes a lot of freaking work, But we were all back then we were all young and dumb and thought, we're going to be famous too. So I understand
I look at our success right now, but it's been a lifetime to kind of get to where we're at this point, and a lot of bands, so it's cool. The one thing that's cool is that there is hope, and I do see 18 and 20 somethings out there making the bands, because that's where it all begins. It's rare that you get that first band and you're like, end up like Motley Crue or something. The reality is usually, even those bands back then had a lot of band changes. So you look at Wasp and Rat and even Ozzy and all those, they all interchanged before they found their real super group or whatever.
It didn't come easy to them either. No. These are the guys that are standing out front of the Whiskey A Go-Go, poaching off of whoever was playing that night, passing out, hand flyers, going like we did back in the day, going on every...
Well, I'd go further than that. The whole
telephone pole.
The whole glam look actually came down to them not even be able to afford clothes, so they're stealing their girlfriend's clothes, and this is a thing.
Using their girlfriend's hairspray.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You don't need those spandex, do you? Oh, this little... Can I borrow your bullet bill? Oh, shit. Yeah. All right, I'm there.
You got your eyeliner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Or mine. Thanks a lot. But, seriously, there's something to be said about us Gen Xers. First of all, you can't fuck with us. We didn't have great upbringings. We were alive for all of those bands, most of them, that are, but some of them are still going, and they really influenced.
Yeah, but now they can just pull our support system, so I'd be careful.
What do you mean?
They'll just unplug our support systems because we're getting to that age now,
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? Okay, I get him now. But, the truth is that we were fortunate enough to not have it as easy, so we know how to work a little bit harder to get what we want. Because I don't know about you, but when I turned 18, I didn't get no car. You know what I got? A backpack. That's what I got. Right. See ya. Right.
Some people.
Oh, I don't want to hear about your problems, bro. Oh my God, this guy.
I kind of grew up like on a farm, with my dad. He always said, either you're all in or you're not in at all. So I kind of connected with that whole aspect of anything I do, I jump in 100%.
Right.
So there was like a point in my 2 bands ago where I was frustrated that we couldn't get on opening for bigger bands. So because we weren't, kissing the right asses or whatever was going on at that time. So it was really cliquey at that point. And I was just like,
it's always been pay for play too, and they don't really point that out to you, which it's
so then for me, I found a venue that wanted to do bigger bands and had money. So I just started reaching out to agents myself, not even know what the fuck I was doing. It's like, hey dude, do you think it'd be cool if Quiet Riot came and played it here, type stuff. And that's kind of how it started for me. And then next thing you know, we're doing that, Quiet Riot and Slaughter and War and all these big, bands in a smaller venue. And I just took the bull by the horns myself and said, screw it, I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm just going to do it.
That's exactly what Sin Kieran said. He goes, it doesn't matter management, what record label you're under. He goes, believe it or not, like when he was his ministry and stuff, he goes, some of their success was as simple as him at home when he wasn't doing his tinting here. He's the famous guy playing for Slayer and stuff, but he got his own window tinting business or a car detailing, excuse me. And he would pick up that phone and call these places, and he goes, what's the worst they can do? They can hang up on you, say no, or whatever. But he goes, you'd be surprised what kind of things you can get into. There's always a available slot here or there. And it's pretty much anywhere as you're willing to put in the time and make the call,
Right. And you don't know unless you ask.
Right. That's all your management and stuff's doing. They're just making the calls,
Right. I just took that upon myself and said, I'm just going to do it and put my band there.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I did. So that's what I continue to do. That's what I continue to do,
Well, I've seen you do that a million times for other bands as well. You and I have talked. Portland is just so difficult to get bands booked anymore. They have their favorites, it seems like. Not to put them down, but it is like
scenes come and go. That's Portland's very cliquey.
Yes, they're extremely
next year it could be all about metal, and the following year it could be all about whatever raver bands or whatever. I don't know why, but it's always been like that there though. It's something that's new.
But you're like the kind of the connecting joint to a lot of different bands where you're willing to go and book, help book them, especially if they're coming through town. And you don't. It's really refreshing for me to see because a lot of bands wouldn't book other bands unless they were on that, unless they're playing. So, you've given me a lot of opportunity to help other people. Unfortunately, it's been very difficult. But now we have a few new venues, in town. So
you think Southern Oregon? I keep trying to say that, like Seattle, Tacoma's great to get shows, and Southern Oregon too, man. Because you look at Johnny B's and like Gordon, there's all these venues down there that are always metal driven. It seems like some of the more outskirt areas are more metal for whatever reasons. Maybe there's just it's just been that way forever. So that's something we can think of is go travel a little bit further, even Salem.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of like we were talking about, we learned that because we went and played John Henry's in Eugene.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was like a packed house, and we'd sold like $1,500 worth of merch or something.
Nice. Yeah, I like that place.
And it was fortunate because we were with Rehab and playing, supporting them, and we ended up selling more merch with them, which is cool because the crowd was more. We were kind of afraid because we're not in that same genre as Rehab.
Sure.
So we weren't sure to expect. So most of the openers that we went were like guys with laptops rapping. So we're like, what the fuck's going on?
Well, you're a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And I love it when bands. I feel like there should be a little bit of variety with bands. Otherwise, it becomes like 3-4 hours of the same shit. So
right.
So that's exactly what happened there. Is you had enough variety there. They were like, "This is fucking cool," and they weren't expecting it. So
yeah, and I think the other wrong thing that some promoters do is they put too many bands on a bill.
Yeah.
And
man, that's a money grab.
Your ear gets tired.
Yeah.
You can't listen to it no more. And like for our age, So, the idea, if you're going to do that, you should put the younger bands at the end because the younger kids can last till that long.
True.
So I've learned that a lot, and you guys, we played on the same festivals together and we're like, holy shit, 15 bands. What the fuck,
Seriously.
We got bands inside the building and a stage outside. So as soon as you're done playing,
bands on the roof, bands
like, holy fuck.
That was a little, over.
That was cool. But
it was cool, but it was
it was too much.
It was too much for me. But I'm old, so I also too there was a few bands there that I just couldn't relate to as like back to back the way that they had it done. It was well orchestrated, I'll say that. And I did like the variety. I thought it was really kind of cool how they had, you could choose which band you wanted to see, but you'd have to go inside to go see one and then try to catch the ones outside too. And it was hot as fuck that day. God damn. I know I was standing on stage and I think I thought maybe the bottom of my boots was, I thought the bottom of my boots were going to melt. I was so hot by the time I got off that stage. I couldn't even get my boots off. I'm out there trying to yank my boot off so I can run around with my shoes on.
Yeah, well, and I felt like those bands at the end kind of got the raw end of the deal.
People are getting tired.
Because people getting tired, and they're just done and they're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that heat did not help either.
I've seen that so many times, though. There's been so many times where, where we knew that the majority of the crowd was there to see us because I was talking to them on Facebook. That's why I do, I'm so good on Facebook because when I have spare time after a 12-hour day of being everybody else, I spend 2-3 hours, if it's not band rehearsal, talking to anybody and everybody.
Right.
But there's been times, where I've had people like, I got to check out, and they're I can't make it to your 10:30 fucking slot, especially that's why I hate shows like in the middle of the week because that's when people tend to bomb out and not be able to hang for the show or at least the whole show,
Well, and it sucks for us because not only we're raising our grandson as our own. Daycare is really expensive, like really expensive.
Yeah, I don't envy you guys at all.
Between band practice working like right now, I'm 50 hours a
We're
week.
gonna be doing this trip to LA, and it's just gonna cost us can I say this, fuck ton of money?
A fuck ton of money.
So
I mean, this
like,
trip is.
I love the little guy, but I mean, unfortunately, it's like, and I love my music career, so it's like even making a profit. By the time I'm done paying for the little ones here, I mean, I guess I could take them with us, but I don't really want to expose them to all the metal stuff and shit that we do. I don't feel like that's good parenting either. So,
But I mean, what it does is it makes it so it's really hard for us to get out. And I noticed, I've seen people make comments about, oh, well, if you guys could just go out and support. Unfortunately, we don't have that option all the time.
Right.
So
we used to do it all the time before we got the 2-year-old.
Like
we
all
do it
the
at
time.
everybody's show, and then we weren't able to because of the 2-year-old.
Right.
And we got him the day he was born.
And people
so
are starting to think, oh, they're just too good for, and it's like,
no,
we're kind of screwed right now until he gets a few years older, so it's,
Yeah.
And
And you
really,
understand people have families.
yeah.
but I mean, I try to encourage people, and I try to support them, in the best way that I can. Sometimes it's just having them on the show. Sometimes it's just reposting if I get the opportunity. Lately, I haven't had the chance to do much of anything because I'm like, you're my third interview today. We have band practice today, and it's my only day off.
2 different bass players because our main bass player can't make it to the LA San Diego shows. So we're working with Gordon Stacy from Pitch Black Mass,
Nice.
yeah. But I've got to get him up to par real fast. I mean, he's a hell of a musician, but there's little intricacies, that as when you bring in musicians, for something that's coming up pretty quick, there's a lot of work to do. So
Yeah, you got to work all that out before.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. So
yeah.
it's tough when you have a fill in.
Yeah. But we're grateful at the same time.
Yep, for sure.
So why don't you tell everybody where they can find you online and where they can find your music?
So you can find it on Spotify, YouTube, all the streaming services. We're pretty much out there. Just gotta look up White Trash Romeo and you'll find us. Facebook, it's WTR because you can't say white trash. Apparently that's hate speech. But,
Facebook's so ridiculous.
Oh, we're just losing our freedom.
well, it's interesting because you can spell it out on Instagram, which is essentially Meta.
Yeah, it's the same company.
Same thing, but you can't put it on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. But regardless, yeah, that's where you can find us. Again, we'll have our video for Fractured coming out in November.
Nice.
Just released both those. Really proud of that song. It turned out really well. I get to do that with my wife, my lovely wife, Lola. So
Hello, we said hi. I love you.
yeah.
If you go on Facebook,
Hi.
I know I've seen a few. I've heard some clips of that song. It's pretty cool.
So I would really like to have you guys back on when you guys release that, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Maybe we can premiere it here on the show. That would be fun. Whatever I can do to help spread that word, I would love to do that. So I know that we've got a few minutes left. What I ask this to everyone because I love the responses that I get from it, and it really does encourage other people. But if you could tell, a band that's coming up, or a band that wants to get started, or one that, has no idea what the hell they're doing and just needs that guidance, what positive message would you give them?
Just don't ever quit. Don't ever give up. I mean, when you think it's going the worst it can go, it's not. Some of the hardest times in my life, music has got me through. So you got to keep grinding and keep going, moving forward, and do something every day. Whether it's 15 minutes of writing or promotion or whatever. Every second that you're pushing the needle forward, you're moving forward. And I think Wyatt only has told me that. He's like, every day you're not pushing the needle forward, you're going backwards. So that's how I kind of look at it. It's like you got to I do something every day, whether it's writing lyrics or whether it's promoting or helping another band's got a show coming up, I'm helping them type thing. I mean, get involved in the community, do all those things, and those people lift you up and you'll get rewarded for it eventually.
Nice. Very nice. Yes.
So you guys put on a hell of a stage show. We've really enjoyed watching you guys on stage. Yeah, you guys are amazing. I love your microphone.
Yeah, I remember him coming and getting in my face because I wasn't rocking out enough when we were at a Hermiston or whatever. He's like, whoa. Like, oh.
You can't get these two together. You just can't do it. Not in public. I mean,
I was just trying to sip my vodka, you know. I was just, but I'm kidding.
No, I'd love to get with you guys, play another show, hang out.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's up here, down there, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we would absolutely love to get together and do another show, or just go out to breakfast again sometime, because that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'd be great. I always love working with you guys, talking with you guys.
You as well. We have a lot of fun with you. Yeah. So, before I let you go, why don't you tell everybody maybe something, the funniest thing that's ever happened to you while you're out on tour, besides licking my husband's head.
That was one funny thing. That was funny.
And having it on camera was even better.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to look for that picture.
Can it be naughty?
Sure.
Absolutely.
So, oh my God, this is quite the story. So we went over to Seattle and played with Michael Wilton. Cool. At that time, he was just releasing his Whip Ale. He has his own beer. And he did a little after party up in Auburn. And we went up to his house. And we were up there drinking. And all the guys, well, pretty much everybody's passed out. But the people were still partying at his house. So I hear music upstairs in the house. I go upstairs, and everybody's naked. And there's some chicks in the corner, like, fisting each other.
Wow. That's a party.
Yeah. So the next morning,
this is pose for me. Wait, click.
Yeah, never mind the flashing red light in the corner, bro. Never mind.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here. Yeah.
So I didn't even walk in the room. I just closed the door, went back down the steps. Because in my mind, I'm like, what would Lola think right now?
I think that's great.
So the funny part was my drummer passed out. He was the only single guy in the band at that time, and I told him all about it. He goes, "Fuck, I miss all the good shit."
Oh man, yeah,
so that's one of my stories.
I love that.
Well, he saved himself probably for some penicillin and a lifelong whatever.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough disinfectant for that shit.
Yeah, it's all rock and roll, man.
Yes, and you'll never forget that.
Breaks out, you're reminded of it all over.
Right? Every time I see a Rubbermaid glove.
Well, Jay, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No, I appreciate you having us. I'm really glad you asked us.
Yes, and so we're going to put all of his links in the description below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to his Facebook, to all of his stuff. Go get his music, and then come back and tell me how badass it is. Oh my God, this guy. Anyway, our time is up, but thank you so much again for joining us, and we will see you out on the road.
Rock on.
Bye. And that, my badass metalhead musician friends, wraps up another episode of Band Chat. We are so grateful to Jay for coming on the show and keeping us company, bringing that green room in your living room, just like we do every single Friday night. And if you're here and you are listening to us on Metal Cross Radio, thank you so much for being here. We can't thank you enough. Come follow us on Facebook, stop by, say hi, all that fun shit. So, guys, next week, we've got a brand new episode, as we do every single Friday. And this time, we're not going to tell you who it is. We're going to let it be a surprise. Could it be a local musician? Could it be a national? Could it be bigger? Ha! We're not going to tell you. You know why? Because you're going to have to come back next week to check it out for yourself. So, until then, guys, we hope you keep them horns high, that volume at 13, and keep it rocking. We will see you next week.